get this recorded. I don't want to forget that. I will mute everybody at the beginning of the call just to cut down on background noise. A lot of people don't know how to mute or use their mute button, and that's okay. But as long as you know how to find your unmute button, so when you do have a question, you can just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask away. So does anybody have any questions? Sandy or Jennifer, do you have any questions before we get started?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. So what I'm going to do, and everybody that's been in my classes before knows that I just go ahead and I move my laptop over to my craft table, and I plug my other webcam in. This is the routine. And there's my felt wreath that I still haven't finished on the top there. You can see that little that little spot that I haven't finished. But it does have a bow. Boy, that took me a long time to make that, I'll tell you. All right, let me switch over I don't know why it's not automatically switching over. Hold on one second for me. You know what it is? I had an issue with my laptop yesterday.
Finally.
My laptop got this thing called the black screen of death. Doesn't that sound terrible? And what that is my laptop, I don't shut it off entirely at night. What's that?
What is it?
Just taste it. This is a snack.
I just put my laptop to sleep at night, and what happened was
Put it in the bag.
when I woke up in the morning, I'm going to mute everybody here. When I woke up in the morning and I went to wake up my laptop, it was plugged into my charger, and I did a no-no, according to my son. I unplugged my charger before my laptop had woken up, and then my screen went black. So was this yesterday morning? So yesterday morning, I spent about 3 hours trying to figure out how to get my laptop to turn back on. I had to actually reset my laptop to factory settings. I don't know why I didn't lose any files, but I didn't. And so that was, I thought I was going to have to buy a new laptop. I was a little upset about that, but I fixed it. So anyway, this is my craft table, and here's my heart. This is a Dollar Tree heart frame, so you can see it. If you didn't get one of these, I know Hobby Lobby sold them as well. And the only thing that was different about the Hobby Lobby frames is they, the wires are a little closer together than the Dollar Tree ones, but that's fine. You can use that as well. If you also have a work wreath frame, which if you're not familiar with that, a work wreath frame is just a frame with the pipe cleaners already attached. And I do use those as well. I get those from Craft Outlet. I like the work wreath frames because they not only do they come with the pipe cleaners attached, but they're really kind of fluffy, and they sort of add to almost like an embellishment to your wreath. Hi, Joyce. Joyce is here. Jamie's here. We've got a lot of people here tonight. So let me go ahead and get my mesh. Now, the reason why I didn't put any pipe cleaners on here yet, like I said, if you have the frame with the pipe cleaners attached, that's fine. But the reason why I didn't attach mine yet is because when I'm doing the spiral method, which is what this is, I like to attach my pipe cleaners, or excuse me, my mesh in bundles first and then attach them to the wreath frame, because that way I can control a little bit more. I mean, not really control, but I want my pipe cleaner or my spirals to be pretty close together. I'm going to move this until I get ready to cut my ribbon. I want my spirals to be pretty close together, because it's, when you have a shape like this, it's a little bit challenging for you to try to maintain the shape of the heart. That's important. So we may have to be a little bit creative when we're attaching our mesh here. But so typically what I do is I cut them in half too, because you're not going to need the whole pipe cleaner. Now, if you had gone ahead and just attached them to your wreath frame, a good rule of thumb, if you wanted to do it this way, is to just do the whole pipe cleaner so you can attach your ribbon on top. And usually, I say 4 inches apart is a good rule of thumb when you're attaching pipe cleaners to a wreath frame. And it's always good to put a little bit of a dot of glue, and I think I showed you this in the winter white mesh wreath class. Just put a little dot of glue in the middle before you twist it. And that helps to keep it, you know, it'll stay. But, and you're probably thinking, okay, how are we going to attach our ribbon? if I'm going to be attaching the bundles first. To attach the ribbon, what I'm going to do, and we'll get to that point, but I'm just going to go ahead and make my ribbon bundles and attach my pipe cleaner and just feed it right through the wreath form and attach it that way instead of the normal way where you have your pipe cleaners attached, you attach your mesh, and then you attach your ribbon on top of your ruffle or whatever you're putting in. There's a couple of different ways you can attach ribbon, but we're going to do it this way today, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do 2 spirals per pipe cleaner, and I like to roll my spirals really as tight as I can. Now, this is jute mesh. It's called jute mesh because you can see there's a line of burlap running through it, and then there's a little bit of metallic here, and it is still fraying a little bit on me, but this stuff you cannot cut with the wood burning tool. I usually use my wood burning tool to cut all my mesh because it does help with the fraying. And I know I've showed you guys this before. Sandy and Jennifer, I don't think you've seen this if you're not familiar with the wood burning tool. This is a wood burning tool. It is used for wood burning, but it's also very handy in cutting mesh. The one I have is got, you know, it's almost like a soldering iron. And you can get those at Walmart. It won't cut through this though. So, but I am going to be doing a video on how to use the wood burning tool because it really does help a lot with fraying. And I think when I go ahead and cut my mesh for the peacock wreath, which I have this really pretty teal mesh I'm going to be using, I'm going to video myself cutting that with the wood burning tool so you can see that. So let's get back to rolling our spirals. Just try to roll them as tight as possible. I like my spirals to be really, really tight together. Now, I've seen people when they're rolling spirals, if you have the old-fashioned Bodabra, they stick their spiral in there to hold it while they're rolling their other one. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just kind of hold it in between my fingers like that while I roll my other one. But if you have a wreath that you're doing maybe 3 or 4 spirals in one bundle, that's kind of hard to do. So sometimes I'll just like weigh it down with something. But the Bodabra, if you remember what those look like, are really good for holding your spirals. Now, you can also pinch it on the ends. If you don't want to pinch it in the middle, you can always start on the ends and roll it. As long as it's as tight as possible. I like my spirals to be tight. And then we're just going to cross them over. Try to put the cut side down, the part that's cut. Put that down. And get your half a pipe cleaner. I'm thinking a half is going to work. If it's not, then we'll use a whole, but I think a half is going to be okay. And when I go ahead, I lift them up like that, and then I twist. Now it's going to be laying out like that a little bit, but when we start getting all of our spirals on, we want them to stand up. We want them to be standing up on the wreath. So that's why I try to put as many as I can. And I think we have enough there to attach it to the wreath frame. I'm just going to go right in the middle, right in that middle bar. And you want to twist it, you know, 2 or 3, 4 times to make sure that it's on there good. And it looks kind of weird right now because we only have one, but trust me, when we keep adding them and they start squishing together, they're going to be standing up, and that's how we want them to be, is standing straight up. So you're probably wondering, well, Christina, how did you cut this mesh if you didn't cut it with the wood burning tool, and why isn't it fraying that much? Because I am crazy and I took my time with my scissors, and you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's lines running up and down. I went right in between the lines with my scissors very carefully, and that's really what you want to do. And it did take me longer, yes, but I don't like frays, so that's what I did. I just took my time. And it really doesn't matter. See, I still have a few coming out here. It really doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does, but I was going to say it doesn't matter what kind of mesh you buy. It's all going to fray. It does to an extent, but if you buy mesh that's called wide foil, and it has a lot of this stuff in it, this is the foil. You can get mesh that's called wide foil, and the more foil it has in it, the better coverage you're going to have, first of all, and also it doesn't fray as much. And I can show you in a minute what. I'm going to try to get it. I'm just going to try to get these as close together as I can, because then once they're really squished in there good, they're going to start standing up. And you want them to go like that. So instead of going like that, I want mine to go up and down like that. I think. So far, I may change my mind. But this is actually wide foil. I'll show you. This is the mesh I got from Craft Outlet, which really they have very good quality mesh. This is my mesh for my Mardi Gras wreath. You can see how shiny that is. That's a wide foil. It's all foil. It's going to give you really good coverage, and it's not going to fray hardly at all. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to stop me, because sometimes I'll just ramble and talk and never give anybody else a chance to say anything. Right, Susan? Susan knows how I like to ramble.
Yeah.
That's why she loves my glasses. Huh?
You're a rambler. And
I am. I sure am.
But we love you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, you guys try to get up here and, keep the conversation going and keep everybody interested,
Okay, we will. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think between Bunny and I, we can handle it.
Is Bunny here? I didn't hear Bunny jump on. Bunny?
Oh, no.
Let me see. Let me look and see if she's on. Let me hit my little arrow here and see if Bunny Aldridge. She's another member that, along with Cheryl and Pam, she's been with us for quite a while. She attends a lot of classes, so I don't think she's here tonight. I hope she's feeling okay. I don't see her.
I hope so, too. Bless her heart.
I know.
She's been having some heart issues, Christina.
I know.
So I hope she's okay.
Me too. I'm going to have to message her, because I thought
I am too.
here
I'll
tonight.
do that after class. I'm muting now.
Okay, dear. So like I said, they're not really going to start standing up yet until we get more on. It's important to me. I want to make sure that I get my wreath form to maintain its heart shape. Now, if you don't have a heart shape, you can do this on a regular round wire wreath frame. That's perfectly fine. And I'm not even really going to be too concerned about keeping the heart shape, because I have a heart-shaped sign that's going to go in the middle. Here's my sign, and that's sort of going to, fool the eye a little bit into, saying, okay, this is a heart. Here's my heart sign. You'll see what I mean when we're done. But I'm not really going to be too crazy about losing my heart shape. Let's just keep going along and see how it goes. I'm just using half of a chenille stem here. In fact, I just picked these up from Walmart today, the fuzzy ones. And my daughter says, Mom, why are they called fuzzy sticks? Aren't they pipe cleaners? I'm like, yeah, they call them pipe cleaners. They call them fuzzy sticks. They call them chenille stems. They're always going to be pipe cleaners to me, because that's how I knew them when I was a kid. So I'm just going to keep getting them as tight as I can together. And they're going to start pushing each other up soon.
have one comment about the work wreath form.
What's that?
I have a comment about the work wreath form. That's what I'm using.
Okay.
They don't have as many chenille stems as I would like to have on mine. So I'm going to have
Just
to
add more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to compensate and add more to it, but that's the only drawback to using them.
Yeah, I've done that too. I've added more to work wreath forms.
Okay.
It's so nice to have you here, Gina. I missed you.
I have elderly parents that I have to help take care of.
Yeah.
I work 2 jobs.
Oh my gosh.
I have a wreath business, and I sell Mary Kay.
Yeah, I saw that you sell Mary Kay. Wow, you're busy.
And I've been sick. So.
Aw, there's a lot of stuff going around.
Oh yeah. So I've been incapacitated for a while.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. I
Well,
missed you.
thank you. I'm glad to be here too. Now I will mute.
Okay. Now, I don't really mind if you stay unmuted. It's just that when we first started classes, or when I first started classes back in July now of last year, yeah, these are going to be standing up soon. I'll make sure they stand up, and they'll look better when they're standing up. It doesn't really look like much right now. But when I first started classes back in June, people we had a hard time. Nobody knew how to mute themselves. I didn't know at that time I could mute everybody, and there was just a lot of background noise, and it really made it a little chaotic in those first few classes. So we've come a long way since then. Because what's going to happen too, when I stick my heart sign in the middle, it's also going to push those spirals up. So see, I'm still getting some frays. As you can see, I'm pulling some off here and there. How many of you guys still have your Christmas wreaths hanging up? I don't have the heart to take my Christmas wreaths down yet. I usually leave them up for all of January. I took all my other Christmas stuff down.
My Christmas tree is still up.
Is it?
Like I said, I got sick and run down, and I just haven't had the strength or the energy to take it down.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Aw. And then my kids all say the same thing. Mom, it's so boring and so dark in here now. Because I really decorate a lot for Christmas. So, and then when everything comes down, it's depressing. So then I started hanging up white lights and, floral garlands and things like that. So I'm just kind of squishing them together as tight as I can and just going around. I don't know if any of you, I know some of you are on my friends list on Facebook or have seen some of my posts talking about my older daughter, Lindsay. She just got a job in Colorado. I'm in New York State, and she just drove across country with her dad to take her job. She's starting on Monday, and she just texted me a little while ago and said, I just dropped Dad off at the airport, and she put a sad face. I'm like, oh no, don't. You're gonna make me cry. This isn't the first time she's lived away from home, though. She graduated from college in 2014, and she took a job down in Long Island, and she was down there for a couple of years. And then she came back home and was living home. October, she came back home and was living home for a few months until she got this new job in Colorado. So it's so far. And I know she's homesick already. I know she is. And we have a doggie that's going to be 14, and she's old and she's got diabetes and she's blind, and it was hard for her to leave our little Sammy. So, but I'm just excited to be able to go out and visit the mountains. I can't wait to go to Colorado. I've always wanted to go out west. My younger daughter, her and her sister are very close. She's already looking for jobs out there because she wants to go join her sister. So I'm not even going to really try to play with these spirals until I'm done. I'm trying to like arrange them now because I want to make sure I keep my heart shape. But you know what? I'm not going to go crazy and worried about that right now. I need a drink of water. But that's only one section I have on there so far. I love this mesh. I need to get another roll here. I'm just getting a few little strands coming off on the ends. And you know, if you're not familiar with working with deco mesh a lot, it really is true that the less you handle it, the less fraying you're going to have to. If you pull at it a lot, it's going to fray more too. But the wood burning tool is awesome. I've used it to cut Dollar Tree mesh. And Dollar Tree mesh is notoriously known for its being bad quality. I mean, it's $1. I'm sure it probably costs them like a penny to make it. But I don't know if any of you guys have seen the poinsettia. Where's my scissors? My poinsettia wreath. That was all done with Dollar Tree mesh. So Cheryl, what was I reading about you not having internet or something? What happened with that? Or cable? What happened?
Yes, we were watching the news tonight and cable went out and our internet went out, and I'm talking to the MediaCom for about an hour tonight, and they said, well, we can't get anybody out there for 2 weeks.
So how are you watching me now?
on
How are you?
my cell phone, Verizon.
Oh, I see. So you're using the network there.
Yes.
I've never heard of MediaCom before.
Yeah.
We have Spectrum, so formerly.
I hate it because you pay so much money for just basic cable just to get the regular stations.
I know, it's crazy. And I really don't even watch TV. My kids watch TV more than I do. I don't watch TV. I gotta have my internet though. Two weeks, that's insane. I would be so mad. They shouldn't charge you for those 2 weeks then.
Yeah, she said she'll credit us, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. If anybody new joins in, just say hello and let me know that you're here. So I'm not really paying attention to my screen here. I'm just kind of doing my thing. And please don't hesitate to jump in if you have any questions at all. I think I can maybe fit one more on here. Let me see. I squish it over really tight. I can squeeze one more on there. In this section.
Christina,
Yes, my dear.
your goal then for each section is 7 bundles. Is
I
that
don't know.
correct?
Are you counting? Because I'm
Yeah.
not counting. Let me see how
Yeah.
many I have. Hold on.
Okay.
This one's barely going to fit. Let me get it in there. I like them nice and tight together.
Going around my work wreath, and then I'm going to go back in and fill in first.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that would probably be the best way to do it.
Let me see how many I have. If I can count, they're kind of all twisted together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10. I have 10 bundles here in this one section.
Oh my Lord.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you.
But what's
I've got,
going to happen is they're all going to start going up like that.
yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
want them to do.
Okay.
Hopefully. All right, we're done. Let's call it a night. No.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do for our peacock wreath, if anybody's joining in on that class, I wasn't sure. I knew I wanted to do the ruffle, but I think I'm going to do the 30-inch ruffles for that class because the 30-inch ruffles make such a really gorgeous full wreath. And it's nice because you're not going to have as many cuts because you're cutting each piece 30 inches, obviously. But I'm waiting for my peacock feathers. I had ordered some peacock feathers online and they had a delay, so that's why I was going to do the class tomorrow, but I changed it to Wednesday, so.
Peacock feathers are not cheap.
The ones I found were pretty cheap. I'm trying to think here. There's a little tiny section in the middle here. I think I'm going to wait on that. I might not even need to fill that in. Once I come around, there might be enough that I don't even need to put any there. Or the bottom either. You can see how small the bottom is. I might not even need to put any there, but let's see as we go around here. Now, Susan, I don't know if this next section is going to take 10.
Uh-huh.
As we go along, because I don't know, because this one, it's bigger, it curved. This
Yeah, I
one's a little
saw
bit-
that.
It's a little bit shorter, so I'm probably not going to be able to fit 10 into that one. That's why,
Okay.
don't be too concerned about counting. Just,
Okay.
try to fit as many in as you can.
Just smush them in there.
Smush them in there, that's right.
Okay.
This one's trying to turn around on me, and I don't like that. I want my cut ends to be facing down, and if you're worried about fraying too, you can always use a little E6000 spray, or I use sometimes, I have the Elmer's Craft Bond. You can't really see it so bright in here. Craft adhesive, spray adhesive. The only thing I don't like about that is it smells. It's really smelly. And somebody told me that the E6000 isn't as smelly. You don't really want to spray this in the house. And that will actually help if you spray your mesh with that after it's on the wreath. It'll help with fraying as well. Probably a good idea for me to cut these before I start rolling. There's another one. If you find that half of a pipe cleaner is a little bit of a challenge for you, just use the whole pipe cleaner. I mean, it's a pipe cleaner. How much did this package cost me? $1? So I told my daughter I was going to give her a call after class because she said, I just dropped my dad off at the airport and I'm going to go buy some groceries. And she sounded a little bit sad because I think she knew she was going to be alone. So I'll give her a call after class. I did the typical mom thing when she left, though. She said goodbye very quickly to the dog. Wasn't a very long goodbye, and I can understand why. And then I stood there in the driveway, and I gave her a hug, and I watched her pull away, and then I started to cry. The minute she pulled away. So our children must get their wings, and they must fly away, but it's still sad to see them go. But she loves Colorado, and I know she's going to be happy out there. She loves the mountains. I'm going to miss going to the beach in the Hamptons, though, I'll tell you that. She lived in the Hamptons. That was fun. Like I said, I'm not going to be too crazy concerned if I lose my heart shape because I have my little heart sign that's going to go in the middle. And that'll show everybody that it's a Valentine's wreath. Really the best method to use for this heart wreath form is the pull through with the burlap. I've seen some people try to do the poof, and it's difficult. It's difficult with the heart form. Now, Sandy and Jennifer, you will get a copy of this. You're attending live, but you automatically do get a copy of the video too. I just wanted to make sure. I don't know if I told you guys that yet. Just grab my other bundle here. So, you know, a lot of people just get on and they watch if they don't have their supplies. And then they just, you know, make their wreath later with the video. Oh, somebody's chatting me a question. Hold on one second. I just looked up and I saw that. Hold on 1 minute. I don't always see that when I'm busy here. Let's see. Oh, Sandy says thank you. You're welcome, Sandy. You could always unmute yourself and say that too if you want. That's fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to fit one more over here. Now, like I said, I'm not going to put anything in that little top section or bottom section yet because I don't think I'm going to need to. I think there's going to be enough of these spirals that I won't have to, but you know, I might go back. I can't find my piece here. There we go. I might go back after and add them. I have to see how it looks. Because it's such a small section down the bottom there and on the top. So what's going to happen is when I go around and start adding to the other side, it's going to start pushing them up, which is what I want it to do, hopefully. I need to look at that real quick. Sometimes I have to hold it up. It was so warm here in upstate New York today. Now, I'm not in South. I am in upstate New York, but it was 45 degrees today. And I'm telling you, it was like a heat wave. Because we'd had really frigid temperatures. I had my pipes freeze a couple of times. And the sun was out. It was really a nice day today.
Okay, this is from the Southern Belle. It
Okay.
got up to 45 degrees today too.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning with the wind chill, no, Wednesday morning, it was 11 degrees, and with the wind chill factor, it was 2.
Jeez.
That's why I live in the South to not have those kind of temperatures.
Right,
So,
right. Wow.
So
You guys
we
have been getting crazy
cold.
weather, like snow and stuff too.
We did have snow and ice. We had a lot of snow and ice. So I still have snow, a little bit of snow in my backyard at my condo.
Wow. So I did actually end up putting a bundle of spirals in that bottom section. Just because I felt like it. Now, a lot of times you're going to find that even if you've done a wreath before, you may find that you don't always do it the same way every time. It really depends on the mesh that you're using and the look that you're going for, what types of ribbons that you're using. That's why I don't think I've ever made 2 wreaths that look the same, even though it was the exact same method. I can't ever get 2 wreaths that look exactly the same. Yep, so I'm putting some of this bottom section here. That's a lot of spirals. I apologize for standing it up here. It's easier for me to see what I'm doing. But I think by this point you've kind of got the idea of, whoops, I'm going through the wrong. I did that wrong. I attached it to the bottom bar, not the middle bar. Let's fix that. My last one, I'm so busy chatting. All right, it's got to go on the middle one. Let's fix that. Uh-oh, I'll plug my battery in. Why do I always forget that, you guys? I always forget. And I have it set up too. There we go. I actually had a class stop right in the middle of it because I lost my battery power. I think the reason why I have not cut my ribbon yet is because these spirals are so tall. I may need to cut my ribbon kind of long so you can see it. I think I'm actually going to go back up here and start going around the top of the heart. But I'm not going to do that middle section at the top of the heart just yet, because I feel like if I do that, I might not need to fill that in. Let's wait and see. You're probably thinking, Christina, that doesn't look like a heart. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I discovered it's a great way to put that first spiral while you're rolling your second one.
What'd you do?
Put it into my armpit.
I didn't hear you said, honey. What's that?
The second, when you're rolling your second spiral,
Yeah.
the best way to hold your first one, stick it
Yeah.
under your armpit.
Oh, there you go. Good idea.
It
Oh my
works.
God, you're so funny. You're so funny, Miss Gina. Yeah, I think 30-inch ruffles will look really pretty for our peacock wreath if anybody's going to be joining in on that class. And I do have a work wreath form The work wreath forms are nice because they just make your wreath look a lot more full. I mean, I've done wreaths on the Dollar Tree wreath forms, and I've done them on work wreath forms. First of all, the work wreath forms are also nice because your pipe cleaners don't slide around. They are more expensive though. They're probably, I want to say $5, $6 a piece. Just grab a drink here. Oh, my daughter just texted me. I shouldn't have looked at my phone. She's definitely homesick. I mean, she's been alone before. She says it's scary, Mom, being alone so far away from home. But, you know, she was 6 hours away before. That's kind of far. She'll be okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to have my son give her a call. Hold on one second for me. Hey, Nick. Can you give Lindsay a call? Oh, because her dad's gone, and I think she's kind of lonely. Can you call her? Just give her a call. Sorry, guys. I told my son just to give her a call because I feel bad. He's like, why? I said, just call your sister. Good Lord. Blurry here. And I bet you she's going to get mad at me now. She's going to say, Mom, why did you have Nick call me? My other daughter is out with her friends, or else she'd get on FaceTime with her. You all still with me, Jennifer and Sandy? Are you bored yet? I hope not. I see Sandy
No, I'm
looking.
enjoying myself.
What's that?
I said I'm enjoying myself. I'm fine.
Oh, good. I hope so. That's the whole idea. Are you learning anything, though? That's important, too.
Yes. Yep. I just
Have you done a wreath like this before? Have you done a spiral wreath?
No, I've added the spirals to a regular wreath, but not the whole thing spirals.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Right. Yeah. Like maybe
yeah.
a poof wreath and you added spirals to it?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm enjoying your class very much.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. You know, feel free to speak up if you have any questions at all. You know, we don't mind.
No, I thank you. I'm enjoying every bit.
Oh, good. That's what I like to hear. And I apologize. Sometimes I do tend to ramble. I talk about my kids. I talk about my dog. I talk about the weather. I talk about what I had for dinner. Right, Sandy? Or Susan? Susan.
Yeah, but you haven't told us tonight. What did you have tonight?
For dinner?
Yeah.
We had, I just do this thing where I take boneless chicken and I take my chicken breast and I slice it in half and then I pound it really flat. And I just, I make a mixture of breadcrumbs with seasoning, you know, a little cayenne pepper, a little garlic, salt, a little grated cheese, and I just bread them and bake them in the oven. It's a little
Oh,
healthier that way. With some rice pilaf and French green beans.
good grief. That
What?
sounds delicious.
My kids like meals. You know, if it was just me, you know what I'd be having for dinner? A bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
That's what I would have.
yeah.
You know, my kids are home, I cook. This
You're a
is getting
good
so
mom.
big, I don't know where I left off here. There we are. Would you say, Susan?
I said, you're a good mama.
I try.
You are.
Oh, thank you.
Yes'm.
I miss my daughter. I'm going to cry because she's lonely. I guess it's starting to look like a heart. Nick, did you call her? I think he's mad because I told him to call her. See, she's gone away to college. She was in college for 4 years. That was only a couple hours away though. And then she lived, like I said, down in Long Island. That was about 5 hours away. Well, she's several thousand miles away, so. That was tough when she first went to college though, because Lindsay's my middle daughter, and growing up, she was always kind of shy, very quiet, you know, not really one to speak up, ask questions, and kind of kept to herself. And she was really the one that I was kind of concerned about getting out on her own. But I'll tell you something. This girl, she went to Cornell University and she graduated. While she was in college, she went to Europe. She actually did an internship in Monet's garden in France because she's a landscape architect. She's traveled, and I'll tell you something, it's changed her. She's very outgoing now. You know, she sees something she wants and she goes after it. Very proud of my daughter. I'm proud of all my kids. I don't really want to lose my other daughter to go to Colorado, but I think that would be good for my daughters if they were together, because they get along really, really well. Coming around the bend here, like I always say, it's the home stretch. Now, Gina, since you have a work wreath form, you can add your ribbons right on top of your spirals. But since I'm doing mine a little bit differently here, I'm going to actually make more bundles with my ribbon and just feed them right through to the wreath form. See, I didn't even put any spirals on the top here. I don't know if you can see that. This one section right
Almost
here.
done with mine.
See, you guys are fast because I'm talking too much. You can see this section up here. I didn't even put any there because I didn't need to. So, because it's kind of filling in really well. So I didn't even put any up there. I put a couple down here on this little part, this little piece down here. So, but you know what? If I have extra spirals left over, which I'm not sure I will, I may just have enough. I may go and put more on the top. Boy, this jute mesh sheds like crazy
It
because of the
stinks.
burn wrap. What's that?
It stinks.
Is this what you have? Did you get this?
Well, I ended up getting mine. I found some at another Hobby Lobby nearby, but mine has red, white, pink, red, white, red, instead of just all red down it.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Well, the pink you don't see because it's in the middle and it's actually what's getting tied down. So I'm
Right.
not worried about. But so it looks really nice. It's just
like to see that.
I don't work with a lot of the jute because I have really bad allergies.
Yeah.
And, this
Well, it's burlap.
it's burlap and it stinks to me.
Yeah. So you just have the regular mesh, right? You don't have
No, mine's poly jute. And where you've got probably 7 red stripes down through yours.
Yeah.
Mine is the first one's red, then I have white, then red, then pink, then red, then white, then pink.
Ooh, pretty.
So you're only seeing the red and the white on here because the pink gets.
I got this from Joann's. This is just regular mesh though, but it's got pink, like different shades of pink and white. That's pretty, I thought.
That is
I
pretty.
think I'm gonna do my live class on my other group using this. I think
We don't have a Joann's anymore. They shut ours down.
Yeah, I love my Joann's. You know what I miss is AC Moore. I wish we still had an AC Moore.
We don't even have an AC Moore. We have Michael's and At Home in Chattanooga, which is about 30 minutes away.
Ooh, I've heard a lot about the at-home stores. I'd love to have one of those.
I haven't been in it yet.
Is it new?
No, I haven't been in it. With my schedule, I don't have time.
Right. Yeah, this burlap stuff is everywhere. It's shedding like crazy.
The only reason I get to Hobby Lobby is it's literally like a quarter of a mile from where I work.
Oh, good Lord. I'd be over there every day on my lunch.
Yeah, I call it my crack house.
What's that?
I call it my crack house.
There you go. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, if there's ever an occasion where I just need like one thing from Hobby Lobby, I have to bring somebody with me, like my kids, and I say, listen, you got to
Don't let me spend any more money.
You got to come in here with me. Don't let me get sidetracked.
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
Because my daughters, the mall is right across the street, so my daughters will want to like leave me there and go to the mall. I said, you can't leave me here, please.
Well, see, the work Wreath.
Do you guys want to eat this week? Do you want to have, electricity? Because I'll spend all my money.
Yeah, the work Wreath that I'm using tonight, actually, I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby last year after Valentine's Day, and I think I paid $2 for it.
Wow. Yeah, because I could tell my throat is getting a little parched here from this burlap. They say that if you work with burlap a lot, you're supposed to wear a mask.
Yes.
But I really don't work with it that much to really think it's going to cause any health problems.
All righty there. I'm done.
Are you done, Gina?
I'm done. I'm hanging my nip on my to piff it and to look at it. But yeah. I'm ready for the next step.
So it's getting pretty close together here. But this is what you want. So I'm kind of just finishing up my last section here. And then we're going to go through and we're going to try to get our spirals to stand up a little bit. But like I said, when I put my sign in the middle, that's going to help kind of squish everything out too, or push everything out, I should say. See, there's so many on here. It's kind of hard to see where I'm at. I might not even be able to fit any more in here. It's a pretty tight squeeze. I think I might be able to get one more in. And this is 2 rolls with 10-inch mesh. Okay, let me see here. Look and see where I'm at. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually, I have some space here at the bottom, if you can see that. I think I'm going to add a couple more there because I have it. You can't hear me, Jennifer? Jennifer says I need to turn the audio on. Everybody else can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, Jennifer, I don't know.
No. Jenny just messaged me and said she can't hear you. So I was trying to message her back.
Oh, Jenny. I didn't know there was another.
Yeah, and she
I
said
didn't know Jenny was here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and she said
Yeah, I have to page. Oh, Jenny Bachman. Oh, okay. Hi, Jenny. Deborah Gilbert raised her hands.
She said, so she messaged me and I was trying to message her back. So I mean, I don't know how to really use it. So that's probably why.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe you can just message her because I can't stop the class. Just message her and let her know it's probably the settings in her Zoom or something. I don't know. It's got to be something on her end with her device.
Yeah, it is. Because when I first got on here, I couldn't hear you either, but my daughters did it because they're the.
What did they do? What did they do for you to fix it?
I'm gonna find out when she comes.
Okay.
Back. So let me see what they did. Hold on.
Yeah, because I just can't, when somebody has, I didn't even realize she had joined the class. I know she mentioned she was going to join, and this would have been her first class, but, and I feel bad, but I just can't stop class to help somebody when they're having technical issues. After I can. I'm just sticking a few more on the bottom here because I have the space. Yeah, if you guys can all hear, it's got to be an issue with her on her end. Yeah, maybe I'll just go ahead and I'll stick a couple on the top too.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you go to
Settings, and then you hit allow microphone.
There you go. So she's got to go to her settings and then allow microphone, and then she'll be able to hear you. That's what I did.
Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know there's there's something that when you first download Zoom, it'll ask you, do you want to allow, give Zoom permission to access your microphone or something like that. This is probably going to be the last bundle I'm going to be able to fit in here. This is pretty full. It's going to go right in the top. Squeeze that in there. And when you get done, if you want to snip off these extra pieces back here, sometimes I just like tuck them in. And if you find that you're going to be giving this as a gift, or you're going to be hanging it on a glass door and you don't want your pieces to scratch, your pipe cleaners, you can get a piece of felt and just cut it to shape and glue that on and cover all this stuff up. I'm just kind of looking to see if I have any space left because I have a little bit of mesh left over here. I have one curl. You know I gotta add this one piece. I can't just let him sit there all by himself. So we're just gonna do one and throw him in. What the heck, why not? Waste not, want not. I know, I say some really dumb stuff sometimes. I watch the video after, I'm like, what the heck was I talking about? Okay. Boy, this stuff is everywhere. It's all over my laptop too. Oh well. Okay. Get a drink. Okay. So let me look at this real quick here. It's so big. Now, hold on here. So we still have our heart shape, right? Let me fix my camera because I don't know why it does that, and it's annoying. I apologize. And let me close this. Okay. So it still looks like a heart. Yes? No? Maybe? Wishful thinking? But that's a full wreath. Look at all those pretty spirals. I love the way those look. My kids call them rigatoni. They say, Mom, whoops, where did I go? I lost myself here. There I am. They say, Mom, it looks like rigatoni. What is happening with I see somebody chatting with each other on here, so I'm trying to see what everybody's saying. Oh, okay, I gotcha. That's an old conversation. Okay. What do you guys think? How's it look? Anybody? Can you guys not talk? Do I have the button checked?
It looks good.
We're giving you the thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
I love
Who's
it.
that there on the end? LG Stylo 3 Plus. Who's that?
That was Sandy. I love it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My first video, and yes, it is awesome.
Oh, thank you. But who is
I think it looks very good too.
Oh, thank you. But somebody else just gave me the thumbs up here, but they don't have their name on here. They're walking through their house. It looks like LG Stylo 3 Plus. Who is that? I can see her looking, but she's not saying anything.
It's Debbie.
Oh, hi, Debbie.
Hi, I'm cooking and watching.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure who it was because you didn't put your name in there. No problem. So I'm actually very glad that it still looks like a heart because I was a little bit worried that I was going to lose my heart shape. But what we're going to do now, and I have a few more frays. Whoops, let me put this back down here so you can see. Don't look at my mess under my desk over there. Where's the top of it now? Oh, there's the top of it. So there's the heart, like that. Isn't that fun though? I love spirals. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna try to open this up a little bit because I'm gonna squeeze my sign in there. And look at that, look at all those pretty spirals. The sign that I have is this. It's gonna go right in the middle. Now, what's nice about, here's the top, okay. What's nice about attaching the signs, you know, the right way, the way that I do it, is you're not gluing them, they're not permanently attached. So if you wanted to, if after Valentine's Day, if I wanted to maybe take this sign out and put like a regular plain heart, I couldn't find a plain heart. I tried to find one. And you can like maybe like the one that was in the sample, one that just says welcome, or just a plain, you know, heart shape. And you can keep it up after Valentine's Day. So because I don't think I want to take this down after Valentine's Day, I may just change the sign out. Now I left this on, this was like in a bow. I left this on because I'm going to use it to tie to my wreath frame. Now this sign is light enough where I don't think I'm going to need to attach anything to the back on the bottom, but typically if you have a bigger sign, all you would do, now I know a lot of people in the South don't like to use hot glue on their signs because it gets really hot if you're going to be hanging it outside. So you can actually staple it. You can staple pipe cleaners to the back of your wreath form. I just hot glue it. You know, I'm in the North, I don't have to worry about. I just hot glue it, and then you feed your pipe cleaners through the back of your wreath frame, and that's how you attach your sign. But since I already have, I couldn't get this knot out though, but since I already had this ribbon attached, I'm just going to go ahead and try to attach it with the ribbon. So, but I need to get some of these spirals out of the way. I'm just going to kind of wedge it in here. And that's going to help me hold this. It's going to help me hold the sign too, these handy spirals. So I don't want it to get too hidden, but I want it to, I don't want to rest it right on top either, because I want it to be seen. So I'm just going to go ahead and feed this ribbon through so I can tie it, and then I'll just sort of adjust it. So it might slide through a little bit while I'm doing that, but maybe I'll even just push it through the back. That might be easier. Look at that, it fits perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and just start to push it through like that. And I'm going to tie it. Maybe I'll just secure it to these two bars up here. This ribbon that came with it came in pretty handy. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. I can fix it later. I was going to cut it off and I thought, well, I can use it to tie it to my wreath frame, so I don't want to tie it too tight yet because I'm going to try to push my sign through. Whoop. Get up here. And it's good that these spirals are so tight, like I said, because it'll help hold my sign in place. And this is what I meant about trying not to overhandle your mesh, because then you're going to start seeing frays, but I have to get this sign in here. Let me just look at that real quick here. It might be in a little bit too far. I think I might have tied it a little bit too tight, but let's see.
Hey, Christina,
Yeah?
why don't you try putting a couple spirals underneath the sign? That way the spirals will
Yeah, I was
hold
thinking
the sign
about
more.
that. I was thinking about that. I don't want to hide it, a lot of my spirals, though. I like my spirals. That's what I was trying not to do. But there's so many of them. I think I'll be okay. You're so helpful, Miss Cheryl. You always have ideas for me. Well, pardon me while I just hold it up so I can look at it.
I did the same thing. I used some of my spirals to help secure my sign.
I need to loosen this just a little bit, though. It's a little too tight. Yeah, because that's the whole idea. You make your spirals nice and tight because they'll help you. It's going to actually help push your ribbon up, too. Let me just undo this a little bit. Just make it a little bit looser so I can pull it up a little bit more. Oh, good Lord. No, I can't get the knot out. How the heck did I tie that? Meanwhile, you guys are waiting for me to get my knot undone here. Here we go. I just want to loosen that up a little bit. And eventually we can start adding our ribbon here. Here we go. I just want to loosen it up just a little. Yeah, that's better. I just want it sitting up on top just a little bit more, and I think we got that. And I did push some spirals underneath Cheryl. Just want to make sure it's in the center. Does it look centered, you guys? What do you think? How's that look?
I like it.
Is it centered?
Yes, it looks good.
Yay! All right.
I've got a question.
Yes, my dear.
Could you, I don't know if this is possible, could you trim just a little bit of the top of the wreath frame to be able to give it more of a heart shape?
You know, I was thinking about that. You probably could.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is it would cause fraying.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I don't really want to do that. I don't want.
Okay.
Well, you don't think it looks like a heart?
No, I do think it looks like a heart. Of course it looks like a
See, but
heart.
that's the thing. I'm just teasing you, my dear.
I know
That's
I
you
think
the
it
are.
looks
thing.
good too.
The fact that, you know, it's not
Great.
as clearly defined up here as a heart
Mhm.
shape isn't as important to me because you have your heart in the middle.
That's true.
Everybody knows, I hope. Now you're making me look at it again.
It
It's
looks
beautiful.
amazing.
I got to stand it up and look at it now. I'll be playing with it later. Trust me. I'll be up at 1 o'clock in the morning playing with my wreath.
No, you still have your point on the bottom, so it makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes. But, you know, that's really the only reason I might not trim it, though, Susan. It's really a good idea, but I would just be afraid that, you know, because these ends that are sticking up right now on the top
Uh-huh.
are finished. You know, they're not cut ends. And I'm afraid if I
Yeah.
trim it, you know, it's disaster waiting to happen.
I hear you. Okay.
So here's my sign, and I'm pretty happy with that, but I might pull it up a little bit more. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I want to get some ribbon added here. So let's cut some ribbon. Now we have to kind of test it and see how long we want it, because when you have a wreath that's very full like that, if you don't cut your ribbon long enough, you're not going to be able to see it. So let's see what I have here.
Sorry to bother. I just wanted to ask, because I didn't get the first half of the meeting, how much ribbon is that? That is, looks like it weighs a ton.
It's very light. That's just 2 rolls of 10-inch 10-inch mesh. It's very light. It's not heavy at all. It does look like it's heavy, but it's really not. So I have this ribbon. I have this ribbon. And I think I want to.
I meant that in a good way. It looks heavy. I like it like that. I like.
Oh, no, I know. I knew you meant it in a good way.
Okay.
So I have this and I have this. And I thought I would use this too, because I thought that that was really pretty. I don't want to go overboard. I don't really have any. I have this, but this is more pink. And I don't know. I don't really want to use that because I don't have any pink in that wreath. And I also have these that I'm going to try to stick in there somewhere. What else do I have? I actually have these, but these have white. I might use those too because there is white in the sign, so let's wait and see. But I thought these were really cute. These came from Walmart. Those were really cute. And I have these. Where did I get these? I think I got these from Hobby Lobby. These are gold though. I don't know if these would really go well. I'm not going to use those. So let's get some ribbon cut.
The gold will go with it because you got that jute in it.
Yeah, maybe. I might try to stick one in and see how it looks. Good point there, Miss Gina. So typically, I make my ribbon, like if I'm doing a ruffle, I usually do them like 13, 14 inches. I'm going to try 14 inches and see if that's going to be long enough. I'm just going to test it with one piece. And you're going to want to dovetail your ends. I love this ribbon. I don't even remember where I got it. I actually packed away all my Christmas ribbon last weekend, and I cannot believe how much I had. It was insane how much Christmas ribbon I had. I definitely am becoming a ribbon hoarder. What's nice about Valentine's Day too is if you have any red ribbon or mesh from Christmas, you can definitely use it. So I'm actually, when I get ready to add my ribbon permanently, I'm going to do two pieces. So, but I just want to see, and since I don't have any ties already coming up, like if I had done a ruffle, I would have ties exposed for me to add my ribbon to, but I'm going to have to actually make a ribbon bundle and feed it through the mesh. I just want to kind of see if that's going to be long enough. I think 14 inches is going to be good. Let me do another piece just to make sure. I'll do this too. I'll do this pretty sparkly ribbon. So just take them and put them together. And kind of fold it in half so you can get your center point here. And pinch. Now I'm going to use a hole pipe cleaner. And just find where you want to add it, and you're going to have to kind of try to squeeze it through to find your wreath frame. Whoops. Which is going to be highly impossible because these are so squished together, but we can do it. So we're just going to be feeding the pipe cleaner right through. I know you really can't see me, but Just feeding it right through in between your spirals. You don't have to tie it all the way down. Like you don't have to bring your ribbon all the way down to your wire because you still want it to show. So kind of just look at it, okay? And pull it down as far as you think it needs to go. Look, if I pull it down all the way through, my ribbon's gonna stick straight up. I don't want it to do that. So just far enough down where you have enough ribbon showing that you're happy with. And then twist your pipe cleaner. And you can go ahead and, when I add my ribbon, I like to kind of curl them like that, especially since you have these big spirals. Just kind of curl them around. Oh, I love that heart ribbon. It's so pretty. I think I got that from Joann's. You can add 3 different ribbons per pipe cleaner. You can add 2, not per pipe cleaner. Well, yeah, per pipe cleaner. A lot of people like, you know, I've seen a lot of wreath makers and they add so much ribbon that you can't even see the mesh. That's very pretty, but I like to see the mesh. So what I typically do is I have this ribbon with this ribbon. I think I'm going to keep using this ribbon all the way around, but I'm just going to, now I'm going to match it with this. So the next tie is going to have this with this ribbon. So I'm going to keep using that one all the way around, but I'm just going to switch off the one that I'm using with it. So this dark, and again, this is 14 inches. You know, it's a neat trick too. If any of you folks have the Pro Bow, and if any of you ever watched Damon from Deco Exchange, he takes the spool holder and he wraps his ribbon around the spools of the spool holder, or the pegs, because that's actually 14 inches around, and he just wraps it around the whole roll and then he'll cut it so he has 14-inch strips, and it saves a lot of time instead of having to cut each piece like this. I'm just going to do a few of these because I'm not putting this in every tie. This is a curly one. And actually what you can do too, sometimes I like to put a little bow tie in the middle. And what I mean by that is I'll take a piece of ribbon like that, and I won't dovetail the ends, and I'll pinch it like that to make a little bow tie, and I'll stick that in the middle. But there's nothing really for me to attach it to because I don't have a pipe cleaner sticking up. Typically, if I was doing a ruffle wreath and I had some pipe cleaner still sticking up, I could attach that to the pipe cleaner. But since I'm not doing it this way, the only real way I'd be able to do that is to glue it in, and I'm not really sure if I want to do that. But that's something that we would do with a ruffle wreath too. That's a really pretty look, to add like a little bow tie in the middle there. You can actually even add like a little red ornament if you have a little red Christmas ornament. That would be pretty too. So let's keep on going where we're going. I'm going to use this with this ribbon again. We're going to do the black and the red. And again, these are 14 inches. I don't want to put my ribbons so close together that they're overlapping because I want them to be seen. It's easier for me just to stand it up so I can find a spot to feed it through. And it doesn't really matter, even if you go to your outer bar here to attach a ribbon to, it doesn't have to go through the inner bar, as long as you find something to secure it to. You can cut all this nonsense off the back after. And your little frames, just pull those out. And let's see, now we'll go back to this ribbon. $14". I'm just going to put these together and dovetail them to save a little time. And this wreath, I don't think it would really even need a bow. If you wanted to add a bow, you could. I always see that question posed a lot in my other group. Does this need a bow? Should I add a bow? You know, all wreaths don't have to have a bow, in my opinion. Especially if you have a very colorful mesh like this. Try to find that wreath frame. I'm just going to stick it around the outer bar just because it's easier. And Gina, like I said, because you have the work wreath form, you can just add your ribbon right on top of your pipe cleaners.
I can't wait to get this thing done and get it listed.
There you go. You're so funny. Good girl. Whoop. In your Etsy shop? Do you have
I
an
have
Etsy?
never sold anything out of my Etsy shop, but I
Really?
sell everything I sell is either word of mouth or off of Facebook.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what yours looks like.
Yeah, this computer from work doesn't have a camera on it, so I'll have to post a picture later.
Okie.
Right.
So 14 inches for our ribbons. I'm just sort of feeding it through. I was really trying to feed it through the inside bar, but it's so squished in there. I'm just kind of wrapping around the outside bar.
Oh my God, what's happening?
But you can see it may be a little bit of a challenge for you to get your ribbon to lay the way you want it to because the spirals are just so big. You just kind of have to kind of curl them around and in between and play with them a little bit. Heck. I don't really think I need a full pipe cleaner. I feel like I'm wasting all this pipe cleaner. You guys still hanging in with me? I know this is kind of a time-consuming process. What time do we have here? Oh, it's 9:45 already. Wow.
I'm here.
Susan, it's late. Are you awake?
Well, sorta.
Honey, if you need to go to sleep, that's fine. I understand.
No, I wanna watch this.
Okay.
Please don't take it from me.
I won't. You're so sweet. Oh, I love you, Susan.
I love you too, Christina.
I'm so glad you're in class tonight. I missed you.
I missed you too. Terribly.
Susan has made some beautiful things, you guys.
Oh, good grief.
You have. That beautiful centerpiece you made. Not the centerpiece. Well, the centerpiece was beautiful, but the garland. Her garlands are gorgeous. I'm going to cut my pipe cleaner in half because I don't really think I need a whole one. I don't know why I was using a whole one. Let's see where I am now. Over here. And I can't even tell you, where are you adding the ribbon, Christina? I'm just sort of like eyeballing it. I don't like when my ribbon overlaps, so I'm just sort of trying to place them not so close together that, and I don't really like this ribbon in this spot here. I'm going to try to go and stick it in the middle wire if I can. If I can find it. There we go. I'm just trying to space them far enough apart so they don't overlap. So you kind of have to try to feed them through your spiral so you can see them. I'll probably add more up here. I have to kind of see how it looks when I'm done. And like Cheryl said, you can kind of stick some of your spirals underneath your sign to get it to stay on top there. It's starting to slide. But once it's hanging upright, you know, it'll, let's see, what color do I need next? All right, I need the black again. No, wait a minute, I just did the black. I need the striped. Yeah, classes typically run about 2 hours, but sometimes they do go over, depending on how we do and what method we're doing. Half a pipe cleaner, I think, would be enough. You don't need a whole one. And you know, a lot of people ask me, how do you match your ribbon? You know, I used to have a real problem with that in the beginning. I had a hard time picking ribbon and matching it, but it is really true what they say. When you have your sign, you kind of go off the colors that are in your sign and in your mesh, and it does help. So there's red and there's white in my sign. So these ribbons match that. The black doesn't really match anything, but I just thought it was pretty, so I'm using it. My sign's starting to fall. I might have to loosen that up a little bit in the back again. All right, let me see. I think I have room for maybe 1 or 2 more ribbon bundles, and then we'll try to get our other embellishments in there. Let's see. What do I need next? Whoops, there it is. The black. I order my ribbon sometimes from a shop on Etsy. It's called Perpetual Ribbons. That's where I got this ribbon. And I think I got, like I said, I got this from Joann's. So it's really it's a cute shop. And they send the ribbon wrapped in these little, they tie up these little rolls of ribbon, and it's just so cute the way they do that. You should see my floor, you guys. I'm just cutting my ribbon ends off onto my floor. And it's a mess.
Christina, do you think if I use,
What's that? I lost you. If you used what, my dear?
sorry, I was
That's okay.
asking about the bow maker. Do you think that the bow maker would be a bad idea for this type of wreath?
You mean to add a bow?
Well, just because I got the hand one, I guess they're the really big ones.
Yeah, the pro bow of the
So-
hand, yeah?
Right. So on this type of wreath probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Sure, you could definitely add a bow. No, why not?
Okay, wonderful.
I'm just not quite sure where you would add it. I think if you were to add a bow, I would probably maybe add it up off to the side. So it's kind of
Yeah.
going like that. Yeah, of course you can add a bow, of course.
Well, yeah, but I like the way you're doing it. Thank you.
You're welcome. But you know what? Everybody's creation is their own. Everybody needs to make their creation their own. They don't have to make it, exactly the way that I am. Because that's what makes everybody unique, is they have their own ideas. And where the heck is my ribbon piece here? It's lost. Here it is. There we go. I actually have a pro bow to hand because I can't make a bow to save my life. And I just recently started using it. And I just, I see wreath makers and they add 3 or 4 bows to a wreath. And I don't know, I guess I'm just not a big bow person.
But you're going to have a bow maker class, aren't
I
you?
want to. I really do, because I'm getting better at making my bows with the pro bow.
Good.
But I'm not sure if I'm going to, I might add one to this. Who knows? But I'm happy with the way my ribbons are coming out.
Oh, I think it's gorgeous.
Oh, I love you. You're such a sweetie. Thank you.
It is absolutely stunning.
Aw, you guys. It's hard for me. Like I tell people sometimes when I'm in class and I need to get one of those wreath stands so I can kind of stand it up and look at it as I'm working, because when it's laying down on my table, it's kind of hard for me to see. And I look up at my laptop. I think I'm going to add one more bundle here, but I don't know. No, you know what? I don't need another bundle there, because then it's not.
I got one of those wreath stands for Christmas.
Yeah, I saw that. I love yours.
And I love it. I
I don't know
love
if you
it.
guys know what she's talking about, but it's just a stand that you hang your wreath on when you're working on it and you're adding your embellishments, and it just makes it a lot easier.
It's
to see what you're
adjustable.
doing.
You can adjust
Yeah.
the height. You can adjust a lot of things on it. And I just absolutely love it. And I'm adding one more ribbon bundle to this, and then I'm taking a picture and posting it to the site, 'cause I think I'm done with mine.
I can't wait to see it. The way you're describing that mesh. So I'm just going to kind of stick this in up here. Because I like these little hearts. They're pretty. I'm just going to kind of stick that there. And I have another one. And I saw these at Walmart too. I should have grabbed more. Where do I want to stick this one? That is the question. And the thing of it is these spirals are so close to, or so tight that you probably don't even need to glue that. I mean, I will probably eventually, but just for now. I need to stand this up for 1 second so I can look at it before I show it to you, because I need to make sure that it doesn't look stupid. But that looks pretty darn good, I think. I don't know as I want to add those other hearts. I might, these glittery ones. You know what I think I might do with these? Because they are really pretty. I might just take them out and like glue the top part on. I'm not sure yet. As I tell everybody in my classes, a lot of times the wreath that you see, the final product that you see in my class doesn't always look the same as the one that I post in the group, because I always either add something to it or I change something or something. What do you think?
Nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
Do the hearts look weird? I might move them around a little bit.
I don't know. I'm gonna put any embellishments on mine.
No?
Yeah, but I think I need a ribbon bundle at the very point. But I'm gonna post my picture and let you tell me if you think I need a ribbon bundle at the bottom point of my heart.
I thought you called it a ribbon bubble for a minute. I'm like, what the heck is she talking about, a ribbon bubble?
I have a comb.
A bundle. No, I got it afterwards. Boy, I got stuff all over my table. I need a bigger table. So you guys, this wreath came out really nice, I think.
It's beautiful. I
But
love it.
I may add some more ribbon. I may add a little bit more ribbon around the heart. I'm not sure yet. I may move my little hearts around. But I think they came out nice.
I think it's great.
Whoops.
Definitely did a great job. This is going to be very exciting for my first wreath. Thank you so much. Nice meeting all you ladies.
Oh, you're
Nice
welcome.
meeting
Listen, if you
you.
need help at all, you know,
Nice meeting you.
message me.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
This is
You're
my
welcome.
Valentine's Day present to myself because I probably won't get anything. So,
Good night, everybody.
good night.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
God
I'm
bless.
going
Quiet.
to.
I was cooking.
That Deborah,
Yep.
did you make your spaghetti?
Yep. And pudding cups and apple slices. So we're all good to swear for the homeless shelter.
Oh, how nice.
That is so sweet.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to play with my wreath a little bit and then post a picture. It may look entirely different than it does now. I can't make any promises. Have a great night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.